This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Hey, it's Conrad Thompson, and you're listening to Grillin' JR with the voice of wrestling, Mr. Jim Ross. Jim, how are you, man?
I'm good, Conrad. It's been a great couple of weeks, for sure. You know, I'm just ecstatic with where the AEW company is right now and how we're growing, and that everybody stepped up and delivered at the Arther Ashe Stadium a week or so ago. So I'm in good spirits, and I'm happy that these kids, a lot of these kids, and some of the older guys got to relive their glory days. The kids got to see what it's like to wrestle in front of 20,000 people. And for a wrestling fan and a mentor type personality, I just thought that, I was so proud of those guys and the crew, and what a major undertaking. But it was I said on a tweet, which I got called down on by some fans, that in all my years in the business, this was one of the most, if not the most memorable events that I had ever participated in. And then here comes the backlash. Oh, JR, you're just sucking up. You're just a company man, and there's no way that could be your true feelings. So I'm expressing myself, and I'm getting called down because they don't like my opinion of my work or my emotion. I'm thinking, is that what this whole frigging Twitter thing has come to? Social media, the platform to raise it to bitch and moan and all that stuff. So anyway, I was elated with that show. And
is that your first time in Arther Ashe? I know wrestling's never been there. Had you ever been there before?
No, never been there.
The venue.
It was really cool. It was really cool. I don't think that venue was quite prepared to handle that kind of clientele. I don't think that the AEW audience had a lot in common other than a beating heart with the tennis fans. Tennis fans are more, I guess, more refined, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I was told that the crowd, that maybe they weren't ready just to handle the volume. Like, they knew it would be a big event, but I don't think they were expecting a sellout. The staff who worked at the venue.
Yeah. Well, I know the lines are horribly long and all those things. According to what I was told, I didn't hit the concession stands, believe it or not.
Really?
No, I didn't buy any shirts. I bet you couldn't find a goddamn JR shirt in the building. I got a nice shirt that's on that Slobberknocker AF.
Oh yeah, that's a fun shirt.
And it has a hard time seeing the light of day for whatever reason. But in any event, it's funny how you can express your own opinion. What those guys don't understand when I said that, look, for me, it's a very emotional thing here at AEW. I've had a really good run. I'm very blessed. It'd be a hell of a lot better run now if Jan was here, but she's not. So I went through the startup. I never worked in a startup before. And when you come from the big dog in the yard to a startup, there's a lot of angst and anxiety because you don't know.
Right.
I knew that my money was going to be good because it's guaranteed by the cons, and they pay like a slot machine. They're on time. Everything's could never had an issue. Never ever have had an issue. But I don't know, Conrad. I think maybe some people just want to be argumentative and defiant. I don't get it. And then when you do all these shows, we got COVID now, so we're balls deep in COVID. And so we went through all that. I bought a home here. You've been in it.
Yeah. Place.
I spent a lot of money to buy a place here to live here. So it's the smartest move I've made. It's great. It's a great real estate investment on the beach. So, but then we did all those shows with no audience.
Yeah.
Week after week after week at Daly's place. So, we went through all those struggles and all that. We had to deal with the death of Brody Lee, who was one of the most popular guys in the entire roster, a family man, a good man. And for those that watched our show from Rochester, his hometown, you saw just exactly what he meant to his community and the boys and the girls. So I don't know, man. I think we just went through so many things, and then getting back on the road and dealing with that horse shit. Hey, Raphael Morphy and I walk into a restaurant in Queens. He said, "We'll go have a steak." I said, "Okay, great." The steak was okay. It was good, but we had to show proof of vaccination to get in the door.
Wow.
And I'm thinking, thank God for Raphael, because I'm thinking, hell, it's in my, it's a laminate card. It's in my briefcase, which is in the hotel. So Raphael said, "No, don't you remember? I made you take a picture of it." You did? Yeah. And he said, "If you don't have it, I have it." So because I'd taken a picture of the card and texted to Raphael, so he'd have a copy of it. Babysitting my fat ass. And so we got that. The guy looked at it like 3 seconds. "Okay, come on in." Wow, that's a stringent test. I could have written that motherfucker in Crayola. So anyway, that's what you deal with on the road. And then the damn face mask in the airport. And then you got so many people that don't speak, their primary language isn't English, and their mouth is covered with a mask. And I don't hear so good anymore. After all these years of getting, screaming and yelling and those headsets on, I'm, my hearing has been affected. I'm not bitching about it. It's just what it is. It's inevitable. I get it. And I'm getting older. So all those challenges we went through, and like I said, illness, death, no audience. And I say how proud I was of Wednesday night, because I know how far we came. And I knew the uncertain roads that we traveled to get to that destination. And there's no way in hell I could say to you, well, I knew that we were going to be great. I knew it would eventually do 20,000 people house. No, I didn't. It exceeded my expectations. So that's why I said why that event was so memorable to me. The sacrifices we've all made, the travel, like I said, Brody Lee's death, a lot of emotional things that have happened, with us just in the course of life.
And he would even note, X-Pac had his working shoes on more than any time in months. It's interesting when we talk about Sean Waltman, because fans, for whatever reason online, decided years ago there was a thing called X-Pac heat, where for whatever reason they just didn't like him. And I've always believed that's probably because he was a heel and that meant he was doing his job.
Yeah.
But inside the business, it's been said for a long time that he was kind of the measuring stick of whether or not a guy was a good performer. Would you consider that a fair assessment, that X-Pac was like the barometer, and if Waltman gave you the nod, then hey, you could really go?
Well, he was a barometer. I don't know if he was the barometer, quite frankly. But Sean had the reputation of being able to work very well with anybody as a babyface or a heel. I always thought that Sean, I had different opinions. I thought at times he was a better babyface than a heel, and vice versa. But all that's saying, and cutting to the chase, is Sean Waltman was one hell of a worker, and he could work really well with anybody, no matter what the roles were. So, but saying he was the barometer might be giving him a little bit too much credit.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.